Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj, and today I'll be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC San Diego. More select fights because the order changed, and now this one is a prelim. So be sure to check out the videos I did yesterday and Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. I was too busy doing it on Monday. Make sure you check those videos out. And I'm on a time crunch today, so I'm gonna get this done really quick. Bye, guys. So let's get right into it. We're starting off this show with a flyweight fight between Nina Nunes, the Strina, once known as Nina Ansaroff, till she married the GOAT Amanda Nunes. And she's taking on Cynthia Calvillo. Interesting. So Cynthia Calvillo comes in as a heavy favorite, minus 190. That line did move from minus 165. Nunes as a plus 165. That line moved from a plus 140. So if you're on Calvillo, it would have been nice to get her a little bit earlier, because now it's going in the wrong way for Calvillo supporters. But Nunes, hold out. Maybe you can give more plus money. We'll find out. Okay, so we're gonna start with Cynthia Calvia training out of. By the way, this is a rebooked fight. It was supposed to happen, I want to say, I don't know, 2 or 3 events ago, but something happened. It fell out for some reason. I think somebody was bad weight cut, wasn't medically cleared, was sick. I forget what it was, but this is a rebooked fight. And I'm going to stick with the same prediction I had the first time, but let's get into this anyway. Cynthia Calvia, 35 years old, will be 1 year younger than Nina Nunes. She's 36. Calvia training out of Alpha Male. I heard, to be more politically correct, now they're just calling it Alpha, the Alpha Gym, because there's a lot of females there. Alpha Male sounds like it's just a male only, and sensitive society now. But she's training out of the Alpha Gym, Calvillo is, and she's coming off of 3 losses. But they are 2 good opponents. Andrew Lee beat her. She actually, I guess it was corner stoppage. She quit on the stool, in my opinion, between first and second round. So she lost that to Andrew Lee, corner stoppage. Before that, she got knocked out by Jessica Andrade by a punch, round 1. And before that, Caitlin Chukagian hired her to a unanimous decision victory. So Caitlin Chukagian, Jessica Andrade, and Andrew Lee, all pretty known, good female flyweight fighters. Before that, she does have a win against Jessica I, and prior to that, she has what looks really good now, a draw to Marina Rodriguez. Marina Rodriguez, I hold her up in the top 5. Top 5 in females. So we got Cynthia Calvillo 9-4-1, and she is 1-3-1 in her last 5. Taking on Nina Nunes. She was Nina Ansaroff. I think she was a little bit better, but she became Nina Nunes, married Amanda, had a baby. She birthed the baby. Their child, I think her name is Reagan or something. I used to know it at a minute, but whatever. It's not important in this situation. But Nina Nunes, some people are thinking since motherhood, she has actually gone down in cage in fighting. She's been on a little bit of a slide, and that's true. She's coming off 2 losses. Most recently, she got armbarred by Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern managed to take her down in that fight. That doesn't happen. Mackenzie Dern is like the female, like Paul Craig. She wants to take the fight to the ground, but usually she has no success with takedowns. She'd rather invite you down by, kind of like coaxing you into her guard. But she did manage to take Nina Nunes down in that last fight, and she got an armbar, round 1, took care of business. Before that, Nina Nunes lost to Tatiana Suarez by unanimous decision. And however, before that loss to Suarez, she was on a nice 3-win fight streak where she beat Claudia Gadelha, Randa Marcos, and overkill Angela Hill. All 3 of them she beat them by unanimous decision for the Strina. She used to train on American Top Team, but now her and Amanda have made their own team. I forgot what it's called. It's like something combative systems, I think. I can't remember. I didn't write it down either, but yeah, you know, obviously it's working for Amanda. She just regained her belt back from Glory, or what's her name? Jessica. Name always escapes me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Nina Nunes training with the champ on a daily, lives with the champ on a daily, but she's still not the caliber of fighter as the champion. Okay, so let's see what the cappers have to say in this fight between Calvillo. Calvillo was once known as saying, the ground is water and I am a shark. That was in Leighton. I give credit to Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. He's the one that reminded me of that. And I was like, yeah, I remember when she did say that. The ground is water and I am a shark. But that quote was from like 2014. She said that was when she was on a huge win streak. But Calvillo is now on a 3-fight losing skid. So let's see, starting with the favorite, which cappers are taking her in this show. We've got, let's see, we've got UFC, Celebrities and Classics. That is my friend Vlad, the Bulgarian Cowboy, on the side of Calvillo. If I must choose a side, Rand, I take Calvillo, Cynthia Calvillo. But he is taking the over 2.5, which is flying at minus 245. He thinks fight will go the distance. Kind of chalky, but whatever. Under 2.5, plus 195, almost double your money. Also taking Calvillo, we've got Dev and Cell. Dev the Dude and Cell the Red. They're both on the side of Calvillo. Great support of the channel. I support both of them as well. They do a lot of all their stuff together, yet they have separate YouTube channels. I'm going to post both of their respective links in the description. Check them both out. It's like the SM show and Dev the Dude. You know, Nora just woke up because she's a summertime bum. I made her get out of bed. She was just like, she was content staying in bed all day watching tablet. I'm like, no, get up, get at it. And the same clothes you had on as yesterday. Your hair hasn't been washed in 3 days. Looking a mess. She said she's had a constant, continuous headache for the past 3 days, which I don't believe that. But anyway, back to this. We've got the MMA fortune teller also on the side of Calvillo. The teller. We want picks. Ooh, that is Angelo and Jacob. However, in this case, they're split. Rare. It's rare. Well, not really that rare. Jacob is on the side of Calvillo. You all right? And then I'll write it kind of big over here because we want picks. We want picks. Angelo is taking the underdog here, Nina Nunes. And a matter of fact, they have like I think it said they have a one-on-one bet on this fight. I think they're wagering $150 on this against each other. You know, which plus money. You should ask for a little bit better percentage, Angelo. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe he wagers 100 to your, you know, to your 75. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, they got a bet going there. And then we have Dog or Pass podcast.
Why does it say we want pick and not picks?
Because I was picking your nose when I wrote that.
Hey!
Dog or Pass, both Paul and Cody are on the side of Nina Nunes in this interesting flyweight fight. I've been back and forth with this because I agree. I think Nina Nunes has kind of fell off a little bit since having a baby. I mean, it happens. Life happens, right? But I think she is probably going to be well prepared for this. She's had a nice chunk of time off to recover and all that since her last loss to Mackenzie Dern. But still, the holes in her takedown defense are still there. Calvillo is much better on the ground. What it is I think Nunes' stand-up game. Nunes is a better striker. She should outstrike and point her way to a decision victory there. But Calvillo, I think, will find her way to get it on the ground. And on the ground is water, and she's a shark. So I'm gonna go with Cynthia Calvillo here. I don't know if she's gonna get a submission or win by decision with control time, but man, I'll go with finish. Let's go with a submission. I called it last week for Bruno Silva, so I think it may happen again if it finds its way to the ground. Hopefully Calvillo will find her shark-like jiu-jitsu, shark-like ways again and get this victory. Okay, time check. All right, on point. Next, moving on. Next we have the middleweight fight between GM3 Gerald, Meerschaert III, taking on Bruno Silva, blindado, Bruno Silva. We're gonna start, let's see, the heavy favorite is Bruno Silva, blindado. He's got a record of 22-7. He's minus 280 favorite here against GM3, the legend, as they would say, the legend GM3. Bruno Silva is only 1 year younger. So both these guys on the wrong side of 30. At middleweight, though, it is still acceptable. You still can be a killer over 30 at middleweight. Right up until early 40s, you can rock it. I don't know. When you get toward 40, it's starting to get real sketchy. But Bruno Silva comes in off a loss to the kickboxing phenom Alex Pereira, who will be eventually fighting Israel Adesanya, I predict. I mean, Alex Pereira just made easy work of Sean Strickland, make him look like a dummy out there. Before that, and Bruno Silva took it to, thank you, Nora, to unanimous decision. Prior to that, he beat Jordan Wright. Is that the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright? Yeah. Punches round 1, but that's not a great, impressive win. Before that, he beat Dirty Sanchez, Andrew Sanchez, Dierte Sanchez by standing TKO round 3. That was a good victory. That was a good fight. And prior to that, he beat Wellington Turman. I've never been high on Wellington Turman. He beat him by ground and pound round 1. Thank you, Bruno Silva, for doing that. And he beat, prior to that, he beat Artem Frolov by punches in round 4. Another very good victory there. Looking good, Bruno Silva. He's training out of Evalucao Thai MMA. Originally, he was at the branch down in Brazil, but they have since opened up a new branch of Evalucao in Texas, in Tejas, Texas. And that's where Bruno Silva's been, according to Instagram, that's where he's been training with a room full of people that I didn't see any known fighters or names that I'm aware of, but he's definitely down in Texas, Evalucao, the new gym. He's taking on GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. I low-key like Gerald Meerschaert, but he's a working man. Who was it? We Want Picks. Their chat called him the Wish version of Paul Craig. I see that because he relies on submissions to get victories here. Good luck against Bruno Silva because GM3 is a BJJ black belt, but so is Bruno Silva. GM3 though, coming off a loss to Christoph Jocko, I like Christoph Jocko, so I'm not taking much, I don't see any shame in that. He went to unanimous decision. Jocko did beat him thoroughly, but there was, maybe even 30-27. I don't know what the final score was, but I do like Christoph Jocko. Prior to that though, he beat Dustin Stoltzfus, the German fighter, by rear naked choke, round 3. He beat Makhmed Muradov, coming in as a heavy underdog in that fight. Took care of Makhmed Muradov, rear naked choke, round 2. And before that, he beat Bartosz Fabinski, also coming in as an underdog. Beat him by guillotine, round 1. I think, except possibly the Dustin Stoltzfus fight, I think all those he came in as an underdog. And that was all rebounding after his quick 17-second knockout loss to Khamzat Chimaev in round 1 by a right cross. Here's the thing though, Gerald. Meerschaert GM3, he switched gyms. He was out of Rufusport over in the Chicago area, I think. Now he is training at, boom, Kill Cliff, aka it used to be called Sanford MMA. Why they changed the name, I don't know, but I like it. Kill Cliff Fight Club. Training out of there. He is a BJJ black belt, and I noticed he's been training with people that he trained with at Rufusport that have also joined the gym, such as Brendan Allen and Bilal Muhammad. Also, he's been spotted on Instagram training with Impak Sangade. So he's got a stable of killers to train with down there. A lot of different training partners for GM3 over at Kill Cliff. So let's see what the cappers have to say in this middleweight fight. Taking the favorite in Bruno Silva, we've got Dog or Pass Podcast. Both Cody and Paul both say by knockout for Bruno Silva. I guess Gerald Meerschaert does have a couple questionable chin. He gets rocked easy. Like, calms out 17 seconds, you know. So, and interesting, Meerschaert though, he does have that back pocket submission skills. However, Silva, also a black belt, I think he's wise to them. We've got MMA fortune teller, also on the side of Bruno Silva. We've got both We Want picks, Angelo and Jacob. Both in agreement here, taking Bruno Silva. Both Dev and Cell lock it in. They both are overconfident with Silva getting the win over Meerschaert. And finally, we have Vlad from UFC Celebrities and Classics with the contrarian pick, taking Meerschaert by submission. I like it, Vlad. Celebrities and Classics. I like that he's taking them by submission. That is probably the best route to victory because Meerschaert, he kind of low-key relies on him. Stand-ups on the feet, Silva's he's gonna be levels above Meerschaert. And he's fast, he's strong, powerful, his punches hurt. Meerschaert's gonna desperately want to get it to the ground. But I don't foresee even when he does get it to ground, unless he happens to catch it the right spot. They're both, it's black belt versus black belt, but I think Bruno Silva's takedown defense is going to be strong enough to keep it standing. It's going to probably outpoint him. I'm going to have to go against my heart. I'm a fan of Meerschaert. I'd like to see him win, but I don't think it's going to happen here. I got to take Bruno Silva with the majority of the cappers. But Silva, Meerschaert has surprised me before. He's taken my money against Bartosz Fabinski, Makhmed Muradov, and what was that other one? I did take him against Dustin Stoltzfus, but against Makhmed Muradov and Bartosz Fabinski, Gerald Meerschaert took my money. So he might be able to do it here, but I doubt it. Not against Bruno Silva. I think Silva's going to win a decision. Or no, you know what? I think Silva's going to try knock him out. Sorry, my bad. So, take Silva by TKO. Round 1 or round 2? I think Meerschaert might be able to hang. He's going to keep his distance. Try to maybe go for a couple takedowns. So round 2. I think round 1 it's going to be a struggle for control time. Meerschaert's going to push him up to get. Meerschaert might even win round 1. So, but I predict knockout round 2 for Bruno Silva. Moving on. Time check. All right, I'm on point. We've got light heavyweight fight between the Brown Bear, Devin Clark, taking on the professional Azamat Murzakanov. Murzakanov comes in as an undefeated favorite, minus 145. the line is opened up at that. It hasn't budged either way. There's arguments for both sides of this fight. This is going to be a very good fight. Brown Bear Devin Clark comes in with a record of 13-6 losses as a professional. He's a plus 125 here. Let's talk about the undefeated favorite out of Russia first. Azamat Murzakanov, the professional. He's coming off his UFC debut win over Tafan Nchukwi by flying knee, 44 seconds in round 3. Impressive, but up to that point, he was on the scorecards. I think Nchukwi was beating him. It looked like he was really gassed, but he found that knee out of nowhere and connected with it. Good for him. Prior to that, he was on the Contender Series where he beat TKO round 1 over Matthias Scheffel. And before that, he was in Brave CS, which is a regional promotion from out of Bahrain, but it goes throughout like Eastern Europe. Actually, all of Europe, the Brave CF. Interesting enough, I don't know the guys out of Brave CF, but you look back and he does have a win against Andre Muniz, which is and that's a pro fight win. It was in the Caucasian Fighting Championships, which is, that's a cringy name because Caucasian Fight Championships. Andre Muniz, he took care of him 50 seconds in round 1, and yes, it's the Andre Muniz that's surging right now. That the one that broke Jacare's arm, it's that Andre Muniz that got beat by Azamat Murzakanov. According to Stat Digger's Uncle Weezy, he said, I'll talk about this, mention this again, but he said there you can find Azamat Murzakanov's Sambo tournament fights, and there was one against Ion Cutelaba, and he manhandled Cutelaba, like beat him. I don't know how they score those things. I know it's like throws and takedowns, and mostly it's like BJJ. I don't think there's no striking in Sambo, I don't think, but it's like a combination of judo and BJJ as far as I know. Sambo is, but anyway, he housed Ion Cutelaba in that, like threw him around like a rag doll. From what I didn't watch it myself. I'd like to, if I had more time, I would actually find it. But he's taking on, his opponent here is not a chump, but he did get beat by Ion Cutelaba. We got Devin Clark, the Brown Bear. He's coming off of a nice win against William Knight. William Knight by elbows and hooks in round 3. William Knight is a bodybuilder type, very, oxygen heavy body, like huge muscles, strongest guy in the UFC. He benches like something ridiculous. He got like a deadlift record for the UFC or something crazy. Just lifts extreme amounts of weight. Before that, Devin Clark did take that loss to Ion Cutelaba, unanimous decision. So that's what Uncle Weezy pointed out. Prior to that, he lost to Anthony Smith by triangle choke in round 1. But Anthony Smith, he was a lot better version of Anthony Smith than what you saw recently, last week or the week before. When Anthony Smith fought Devin Clark, he was a better fighter. That's just how it goes. Before that, he had beaten Alonzo Menefield by unanimous decision, and he beat Daquan Townsend, no longer in the UFC, by unanimous decision. Devin Clark has relocated to the Elevation Fight Team in Denver, Colorado. He is training with Zach Pauga. I know, Muhammad Usman showed that, so what? I know from last week, but whatever. He's also spotted with Curtis Blades and Canadian wrestling champ Ben Tynan. Ben Tynan is 125 kilos. I think that's heavyweights, right? Or light heavyweights. I don't know what that translates into pounds, but Canadian wrestling champ Ben Tynan. His last name is Tynan. Devin Clark will have a 2-inch height advantage and 4-inch reach advantage and massive experience fighting in the UFC, where Azamat has that one debut against Tafan Nchukwi. Before that, he was in the Contender Series. So, a lot of question marks there on the resume, like schedule of fighters these guys have faced and these guys have beat. Devin Clark, he's got some nice victories in his resume. Even his last 5. That Alonzo Menefield, Daquan Townsend, both UFC fighters. William Knight. I mean, come on, this is going to be an interesting fight. And plus Devin Clark, plus money. We'll see what the cappers say in this one. Starting with Azamat Murzakanov. Tapology says he's at the K Dojo Warrior Tribe. That's in like a Russian gym out of New Jersey. And but I go on to his Instagram. He hasn't posted in several weeks. It was hard to find his account. I don't even know if he has one. I think it might have been a fan account I was looking at. There's none that's certified, like for Azamat Murzakanov. I don't know, Russian guy. Maybe he doesn't even have an Instagram. I think it was a fan account I saw. But so I don't know where he's training. I would assume it's hard. Hate to assume with Tapology. You never know. But anyway, undefeated Murzakanov, the favorite. We'll start with him. Taking him, we've got Dev and Sal. Strong. Lock it in, they said. Lock it in, Dev says. Then we've got the MMA fortune teller. Taking Murzakanov. Slight favorite, minus 145 with only one UFC fight, really. Then we've got dog or pass, both Cody and Paul on the undefeated Russian fighter here. And we've got we want picks. Not both of them though, just one guy. Happens to be Angelo on the side of this is they might have another bet for this one, $100 bet. I know. Let me pick that nose. So obviously if Angelo's on the side of Murzakanov, Jacob, we want Hicks with an S. Hicks. Jacob is on the side of the brown bear Devin Clark, as well as Nora's favorite handicapper, Vlad from UFC Celebrities and Classics. Wrote this, didn't save myself a lot of room. But who knows, maybe I won't take brown bear Devin Clark, we'll see. But here's the thing, Murzakanov, I know he's undefeated, but who's he really faced? Tefan Tefan Don, he's kind of like that bodybuilder type too. He just relies on the power punch. He doesn't like crappy takedown defense, doesn't have much wrestling. Devin Clark's been, did I tell you he switched his gym to Elevation Fight Team, training with like Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades probably the best wrestler in all of the UFC, in the heavyweight division anyway. You know, and the Canadian wrestling champ Ben Tynan. Because of those reasons, I think but Murzakanov has that sambo, that like that Dagestani Russian wrestling presence. I know he's not named Nurmagomedov, but it ends in a V anyway, and it is Murzakanov. But I'm gonna have to go with the plus money, only because the strength of schedule, the experience here in the UFC. Murzakanov, that one fight, does 11-0. It's easy to build a pad of record over in a regional scene with no proven fighters, you know. So I'm gonna go with the underdog here, Devin Clark, to get the victory. Plus, it'll help my value on this three-leg parlay. So, and I think he's gonna get it done by decision. I think he's gonna use the wrestling he's been picking up from Curtis Blades and Ben Tynan. Use it to his advantage. So, to recap, thank you, Nora. To recap, I've got Cynthia Calvillo submitting Nina Nunes because she is a shark when it comes to, and the ground is water. It's on the ground. She's gonna get her shark ways, and that's where Nina Nunes, that's Ansarov, Nunes, whatever. That's her weak. She has holes. Standing up, she's a phenomenal striker, but I think Calvillo will find to the ground and get the submission. Then I've got Bruno Silva knocking out Gerald Meerschaert. Unfortunately, Meerschaert, I'm a fan. I even made a shirt. I made a Gerald Meerschaert shirt and gave it to Dave as for a t-shirt bet. He won a shirt from me. GM3. Go ahead, you can go on the Capper Comparison Teespring site and buy that shirt for yourself if you'd like. But anyway, I'm gonna have to take Bruno Silva here. He's just a better fighter on the feet. Went the full distance with Alex Pereira, and he's a black belt, BJJ black belt, so I think he can handle his own on the ground. His takedown defense is par enough to keep it standing anyway. That's why I think he's gonna find a knockout probably in round 2 after a slow-paced round 1. And finally, I'm taking Brown Bear Devin Clark to the O has got to go to put the first loss on Azamat Murzakanov's record. Devin Clark has much more UFC experience fighting UFC caliber fighters. Win or loss, it's still good experience to have under your belt. Murzakanov only one fight in the UFC. That padded 11-0 record out of the Brave CF and Caucasian Fighting Championships. But that is an impressive win against Andre Muniz anyway. But I'm going to take Devin Clark here, even despite the Sambo competition where Murzakanov housed Kutalaba and Kutalaba beat Devin Clark by unanimous decision. I think Devin Clark is getting the American wrestling training over elevation. I think he's going to implement that against the Russian Sambo style wrestling, Dagestani style wrestling of Murzakanov. And it's not even Dagestani style, it's kind of like Moscow style, like more Olympic type. You know, Dagestani style of wrestling is a little bit different than the Moscow. They're both Russians, but they're different training camps there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take Brown Bear Devin Clark as the underdog, plus money to get it done. So there you go. Gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. Thanks for watching. Don't mind Nora's crazy hair. And good luck on your bets. I'll see you tomorrow or later. No, I'll see you later tonight when I do cover the main and co-main events for this card. Tomorrow, I'll see you in the live stream. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Bye.
Bye.